looking at us?
Hmm?
Does he have just one hand on the steering wheel?
Mm-hmm.
When you hear something that sounds like a gunshot, drive.
There's a new movie in theaters that Victor Lucas could not wait to see because his beloved Henry Cavill is in it. It is Man from U.N.C.L.E. This is directed by our old friend Guy Ritchie.
Yep.
And it does...
That's why I couldn't wait to see it. Not
Is that
so
really
much.
why?
Yeah, not Henry Cavill.
You like Henry, though.
I do.
Very handsome man.
He's proving himself as a better and better actor as time goes on.
He's like a Greek sculpture that has come to life and now can talk and move around.
Totally, but it's Guy Ritchie. I'm a big Guy Ritchie fan.
But
I've
why,
liked
though?
a lot of his
He's
movies.
made one good movie.
No, he's made Snatch, which I loved.
Nope.
Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking
That's the only
Barrels.
good one.
Sherlock Holmes.
Nope.
Those are the three that I can name off the top of my head. But that's enough to make me a fan of Guy Ritchie.
We recently discovered the existence of an international criminal organization with ties to former Nazis.
We have no choice but to work together to infiltrate this organization.
We'll leave you two to get acquainted.
Do you remember the TV show? This movie's based on a 1960s era TV show, Man from U.N.C.L.E. Do you remember this?
I do, yeah.
I know you're old.
I wasn't around when it was on TV, but I do remember watching some of the reruns, and I thought it was cool. Anything to do with the James Bond influence. There was The Saint as well. I was a fan of all of that stuff, you know? Yeah. So I've been looking forward to this movie getting made for a long time, and at one point, George Clooney was attached to be Napoleon Solo, and that's how long this movie has been in development, because obviously he's a little too past that prime age to make it a franchise, which is what Warner Brothers is hoping happens with this by attaching rising stars like Armie Hammer and Henry Cavill in the Solo role. Armie Hammer has a Russian accent in this. He plays Ilya Kuryakin, who becomes a foil and then a partner to Napoleon Solo.
That's right.
They're two fish-out-of-water colleagues that are forced to work together to crack a big case.
Did you deactivate the alarm?
Model 7010 doesn't have an alarm.
Loving your work, cowboy.
And there's also a lady in the film. You may recognize her. It's Alicia Vikander, and she's from earlier this year. We saw her in Ex Machina, which we both loved a lot. And the three of them team up, and then they do what every team up of spies do in every spy movie ever. They just travel around, and they're trying to do something which I honestly, and maybe I'm a little slow, maybe it's my fault, but I didn't really understand what they were trying to do. They had to go find the girl's father, and then they had to stop this other guy. And that's basically the plot for me.
Still no drink?
Don't you make me put you over my knee.
So you don't want to dance, but you do want to wrestle.
No, I did not say that.
You know what?
It's Guy Ritchie throwing everything in this thing.
Needs to fall under the bus here, first and foremost. But listen to me, listen to me, listen to me.
Violent.
No, listen to me.
Okay, all right.
Listen, I think Guy Ritchie is at fault here because again, I disagree. We disagree all the time, but I think he made one good movie, and that was it.
Nope.
This movie is Guy Ritchie doing his. This movie is a celebration of all of Guy Ritchie's weaknesses. It's like a music video from the late '80s that looks like it might also be a cologne ad, and it's just like he's playing music and he's making kinetic things happen, but none of it means anything, and so you just kind of drift off. I mean, that's what I did in the theater. I don't even know what this plot was about.
It's just a bunch of jump cuts and noise and split screen
elements.
elements.
It's all cliches from so many much better movies. I cannot watch this movie and not think of Casino Royale. And what a triumph that was.
Yeah.
Forget Ocean's 11. That's not a great movie. 3 Days of the Condor, North by Northwest. There's so many terrific spy movies.
Yes.
This is not a terrific spy movie.
All the elements were in place, though. I think he got a good cast. I still liked the style of this thing. I know it is style over substance.
I don't even want to stand next to you right
but
now.
It is a movie that really ultimately fails because it doesn't deliver enough, and there are so many superior spy capers to pull from.
So, Vic, I need a score from you.
I'm giving it a 5.
Oh.
What are you giving it?
Giving it a 3.
Okay.
EP's movie coverage is brought to you by Nintendo, makers of Splatoon for the Wii U.